Hello and welcome to the State of Affairs for January 2024. It feels weird that it is 2024 now. I always have a hard time adjusting to the new year and actually dating things properly. I'm probably going to try to say 2023 many times over the coming months, but in this video I will be wrapping up December of 2023, the very final month of the year, and oh, what a year 2023 was. It was a great year for me and my channel. I had a great time, and I hope all of you guys had an overall great year as well. If not, I'm sorry. Here's to 2024 maybe being a bit better. With that being said, let's go ahead and just start off just as normal with last month's videos with performance on both of my channels. Actually, on the main channel I did do 12 videos, 269 nice views between all of those videos, with the highlights of them in my opinion being let's see if I can find the right thing. My review of The Road by Cormac McCarthy, a book I didn't love, and a review of The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones, a book that I liked a lot more than I thought I would. Both of my takes on those two books are a little bit more on the unpopular side of things, you know, depending on which book you're talking about. So it was rather interesting for me to go through those and enjoy them or not enjoy them the way that I did. If you haven't watched those videos, I recommend you do so. The other video that I will, kind of highlight here was the very last Wheel of Time diary for 2023, the last one for this book here, actually, The Shadow Rising. The fourth book in the series. That diary was probably the best diary of all of the ones that I've done. So out of all 21 episodes, that one was probably my favorite. It was a little bit lengthy, but it only went over the last 5 chapters of that book, and I actually went into things and discussed them in ways that I haven't for the most part with the series, and I was really proud of that fact. On the second channel, I released 5 videos with 47 views between them. Those were just a few more of my 2020 Let's Play backlog stuff going up, including the Little Nightmares DLC Let's Plays, and those were fun videos to make, except for that last one. That last DLC, that third DLC in that game, is not that great. There's one mechanic in it that just didn't work for me when I played it. So if, anytime I consider going back to play that game, I consider playing everything except for that last DLC. So if you want to see me rage a little bit, I'm pretty sure I did in that last video there. But next up is last month's writing, and there's actually not a whole lot to talk about this month on this front. Halfway Hollow, the second book in the trilogy, was renamed to Ballad of the Bird. That one's going fairly well on the revision front, though I haven't done nearly as much as I had hoped because I've been primarily pretty lazy over the last couple months, and that's, pretty much entirely on me. I am through part 2 and partway into part 3 of that book out of 5 in the revisions. About 3,200 words were added to the Reign of Ash over the month. I hoped to make that closer to 5,500 words for a total of 75,000 words through the entire year, but again, I was being exceptionally lazy the last couple weeks, or rather I was relaxing a bit, not working on as much stuff because of family and holidays, and taking a little bit of a break before ramping up into January for the new year, because the new year is always crazy for the channel, let alone for anything else. As for my channel statistics, there are some pretty cool stats here. December went a lot better for my main channel than I thought it would. It was actually looking like it wasn't going to do very good at all for the majority of the month, which would have been a trend to continue from last year, but I did get 645 views, only down 17.7% from November. That's actually a pretty normal view count at this current point in time. As long as any month gets 500 or more views, I consider that to be a success that I will not complain about. So 645, not too shabby considering what I thought the month was going to look like. 63.5 watch hours, down only 13.7%. So again, kind of similarly, as long as any month has more than 50 watch hours, I consider that to be a big success. So again, I'm not going to complain. It was pretty decent and had a lot of retention from the normal viewers, even though the impressions were way down, 27,340 down 44.5%. That percentage doesn't sound that much bigger than last two, but when you consider the bigger numbers, I think I barely didn't hit 50,000 impressions in November, which was far and away a record. So the fact that December was down doesn't surprise me, but it had a lot less impressions. The silver lining to this, however, is that my impressions click-through rate was much higher this month than normal. I think by a degree of like 2% or something like that. So that's actually kind of a good thing. It means that the people who are and were watching the channel through the entire year are still doing so, even if the impressions were down a little bit. As for the sub count, I somehow broke 550 subscribers, got 14 subscribers in December. I thought that getting the 12 subscribers necessary for 550 wasn't going to happen, so the fact that it kept climbing and kept climbing throughout the month steadily just was really exciting to me. I remember that at this point last year when I thought that hitting 500 in 2023 was not going to happen, and here I am at 550 now at the break of 2024. So here's to another year of hopefully many new subscribers to come. Thank you to the newcomers who have decided to click that shiny red button and, you know, join the family here on the channel. I hope you enjoy your stay, and I hope that what I cover this year is to your liking as well. As for the second channel, it wasn't nearly as big as November because November was kind of a fluke because of my Little Nightmares videos, I realized. So my view count was 68 views, down 65.3%, a decent bit, but I'm not complaining. That view count is still far higher than I would have thought it was going to be. Same thing with watch hours, 8.4 watch hours, down 23.6%. I believe November had like 11, so that's actually a fairly similar amount of watch hours, surprisingly enough. As for the impressions, only 2,458. That should say down 70.9%. I did not actually write that in there correctly. That is my bad. But still a decent number of subscribers for a second channel that I haven't been paying as much attention to as I really should be. Nothing changed on the subscriber count for the second channel, but that is all well and good. It was a surprisingly successful month when it was looking like it was not going to be, which, like I mentioned, was looking like it would follow a trend from the previous year. December 2022 was a very disappointing performance month compared to the last like 4 months prior to that. Of course, looking at all the months of 2022 are really, you know, kind of low in the numbers compared to nearly everything from this year, but the point being, December was a huge down, and the fact that it was pretty on average with the last 7 or 8 months on the channel this year is rather encouraging. Here's hoping that January will be a big month with all of the 2023 wrap up. As for this month on the channel and in my life, well, here's to maybe actually finishing the Ballad of the Bird outline revisions and getting started on the Halfway Hollow ones, because yes, I also renamed the third book to Halfway Hollow. I believe I explained that on the most recent bi-weekly update at the time that this video releases, so just a couple weeks ago, but maybe it was the one before that. I'm not entirely certain, but here's to a busy month wrapping up 2023, as I kind of hinted at. Here's to a brand new year with great experiences. Thank you all especially for sticking around for all of this and for making 2023 a great year for the channel and for me personally. I appreciate all of you, and especially the friends that I've made along the way. Here's to 2024. Thank you guys for watching. I'll be back in the next video, which will actually be another bi-weekly update in just a couple days, talking specifically about the last couple weeks, you know, over the holiday season, essentially. And then Tuesday will be my book haul, I believe, my Christmas book haul, so that'll be a rather exciting video. If you're interested in that, you can consider sticking around for it. But otherwise, I'll get out of your face now. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.